welcome back to another episode of the Captain's Vlog. You can see we are at Brands Hatch this weekend. Weather is looking pretty nice, chance of rain is low, and we have already been very busy. Kev's car in bits. It's been repaired since the last round. You will have seen at Oulton Park, he had a bit of an off, caused some damage to the bumper and various other things. We've now got a fixed bumper, and we've now got all of the stickers back on it and all of that good stuff. So today we actually have 3 cars back on the circuit in the Onna Motorsports team. We have got obviously Kevin Talbot, we've got a new guy here, Tom Mitchell. He's in the white car, he's renting that for this weekend. And then back we've also then got Duncan, our regular driver. He's back in the hot seat for this weekend, and he's over in this far end of the tent. So we've got 3 cars out on the track. First practice session is coming up in about 30 minutes time. It's currently 9:30. I can see sounds ready. Sounds ready to me.
Ready for something.
Ready for something, yeah. So, no. Already done, like I say, done quite a bit of work already. Just getting this front splitter back nice and fitting on the car. There's so many points of adjustment on it. It's been quite tricky just to get it where it wants to be happy. So I think we're mostly there. We're going to be ready for the practice session. Bumper is just going back on now. Max is seems to have teamed up with Team Kev this weekend. He's getting his hands dirty. It's quite handy on the spanners for a young lad. So it's nice to see that both my boys are involved. But also, one thing, I need to introduce you to somebody. This is my mate, Seri Tibbs.
How's it going?
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
What's this you got in your hand, Tibbs?
This is a Nikon DSLR, a D500, so a sports body with a
Sporty body. They have sporty bodies on cameras.
Like sporty bodies on
but
it.
sports camera.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
This is the athletic camera.
Nice.
And then a 105 1.4
Sick.
prime
So this
lens.
is your local circuit, isn't it?
Yeah. Took me what? Half an hour, 35
days.
minutes. Just
So-
the other side of the bridge.
Tibbs is he's here on official Onna Motorsport photo duty this weekend, and also you're going to be joining us at Snetterton for the
I'll
last
be doing
round.
for Snetterton for the last round.
So we're going to have to fly solo at
Let's go, Onna.
Knockhill. It's a little bit far up there, isn't it? But no, good. So yeah, got the full team out, got full complement of cars. It's going to be awesome. So let's hope this rain doesn't come. Have you looked at the forecast?
I've looked at the forecast, can't see rain, can see a bit of cloud in the afternoon, maybe a little bit of wind.
We'll take
about
that.
1 o'clock-ish, but
Happy days.
looking good.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Right, let's crack on with the day. Yeah, nice. Hang on. Good start.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
Seri Tibbs, talk to me. That's it. Tom Mitchell's on his first ever session in our rental Civic. Off they go. There we are, we made it to assembly. It's old Dunk. Go and say hello. Alright, Duncan.
Let's have it.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Ready to go.
You look excited.
54 seconds today, mate.
54s?
Damn it.
Let's go. You look excited and you sound excited.
Yeah, buzzing, mate, I am.
You've been out of the car too long, that's why.
Too long.
Let's fucking go.
Scratch the itch, boy.
See it, man.
Let's have it.
Enjoy. Go well. Got James Kiff just behind. And then we've got Tom Mitchell in the white car. Now, I have a question.
Go on.
Commentators are always not sure. Is it rolling, rowling?
Rolling.
Rolling.
Yeah, like JK.
JK Rowling.
Yeah.
you go.
Now we know.
Now you know.
We can correct them. Are you all set? Are you ready?
I think so.
I just spoke to Duncan. He sounded like a child. He was very excited, which is good.
I totally get it. This is the exciting bit.
Indeed. Let the tension build.
The build up.
Yeah. Well, enjoy.
Thank you, mate. Enjoy.
What time's quali?
Quali? I have no idea. Lewis?
11.
Pit lane Perry, you alright, mate? Yeah. Look at this, we've got this fresh bumper. Looking fucking sick. And these wheels, by the way. These wheels, I'm just going to hold there. These wheels are absolutely killer. If you're a JDM fanboy, these wheels are sick. There we go. It's a fair old grid of Hondas. And as the live stream commentator always says, what does he say, Lewis?
It's all calm and quiet till the VTEC kicks in.
What you said? Are you calm and quiet, Kev?
Usually.
Are you ready for the VTEC to kick in?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, boy. So five laps done. Pressure check. Currently sitting P3 in the timings. Looks like it's doing well. Car's going good. In comes Will. Tyre check. Alright. Yeah, your boy's flying, isn't he? Fucking hell. Something smells hot.
Yes.
We've got brakes or coolant, or is that clutch? Hot. There we go. First practice session is completed. Few adjustments to make. Splitter was too low, a lot of contact with the ground, doing a bit of skiddings. So we've got nut check going on, screen being cleaned, just a general prep that goes on between sessions. We have actually Kev's just done a nice little piece to camera with Charlie on for the live streams. And there's a lot going on here this weekend. So this is the Go Japan event, one of the bigger ones of the year. Hey, all right, mate, how you doing? All right. It's Callum, nice guy, got an FN2. But yeah, so Go Japan, you've got huge car display stands all around the place, all down here in the bottom paddock, all the way up the top paddock as well. And then you've got drift demonstrations down the bottom. You see some of the smoke rising up, and they're also doing drifting out on the main circuit as well. So yes, there is a lot going on. Young Max,
Yeah.
what are you doing, mate?
So, because it's too low, got to put this mount up one hole, that hole's got to go up two. So we've got to grind off that mounting bracket.
Righto.
Go.
Well, that's the first bit of chaos out of the way today. Kevin and I are walking to his car.
Walking, imagine that.
Where's your car, dude?
Where's your car, dude?
Dude, where's your car?
Where's your car?
So, yeah, I think splitter stuff is now fixed, I think, hopefully. We've had Max on it as well. And qualifying coming up next.
Moving into our second appearance for the Racing Hondas, and we've had practice, a chance for the drivers to get themselves bedded in, get themselves kind of settled on this 1.2 mile Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Now comes one of the most important bits, where they can set themselves on the grid for race number one. Scott Woodward's here back on commentary to give you all the action to go through. We've had our 15 minutes of practice, now we're getting towards qualifying. Now then, going to the early laps coming into qualifying here, I'm also using my words about Will Self, because he told me he was struggling on older tyres of being about a meeting old. Explain the fact he's just gone fastest then, 51.643 to go top of the times. second places and a third. So he can do it, he can get close. He just needs that extra little bit of ultimate pace to get himself towards the front. Doesn't improve, but it was a personal best speed trap through the second sector for him. Now, also running well is Kevin Talbot in the Integra DC5. Personal best first sector as Sam Lintz has come off the road and pulled up on the escape road just on the entry to Surtees. He did older tyres, really holding him back a little bit, not really where he'd want to be. Kevin Talbot, even though he's setting personal bests, hasn't bettered 7th. So he's still currently on the 4th row of the grid for race 1. Alford is 8th. And then it's, as we said, Thackeray, Cunningham. Then Sammy Milam's gone to 3rd. That's one of his best performances, I think, to date we've seen from Sammy Milam, one of the 2 Kinetic Motorsport EP3s.
He's just come into pits, mid-qualifying, about 8 minutes left. Quick adjustment on the tyres. He's got, I think he was like P6, P7.
Barker is currently in 6th position, Holloway is 7th, and then Luke Crassus Menu 8th fastest, and then Thomas Mitchell, who's our guest driver, currently sat in 9th. And the other Class B driver in the mix is Owen Diver, who is at a 57.4. He's gone personal best in Sector 1, but still not making any more progress. He's behind both Class C drivers. 5 minutes to go in the session. Kevin Talbot now still 7th, and red flag on the session.
Not good news, there's 5 minutes of the session left and we're on a red flag, and I have only counted 2 out of our 3 cars. Kev has been back in the pit and Tom has been back in the pit in the white rental car, but so far I have not seen Duncan. It's never a good time when you don't see your drivers coming back, because you just hope they've not been tangled in something. So we now wait.
Red flag session's been stopped. And I'm just looking around the circuit as to the reason why we have a red flag. And that's the reason why on the screen. I wasn't looking at it, but Alexi very kindly pointed to me on there. It should look better. And I've got glasses on, so that's bad. Duncan Holloway is the reason we've stopped. And he just stopped on the entrance towards Surtees. So an issue for the Onna Motorsport car. And that will be obviously issues for him. And on the grandstands, watching around here, plenty on the inner bankings here, looking around, where you get a great Duncan Holloway's car being pulled away from the scene of his breakdown. So on a motorsport, I've got some work to do within the next couple of hours or so. The first race is scheduled at around about 2:05. So a little bit of work to do in order for them to get that car back to 100%.
We're not quite sure what's happened here, folks, but he's getting recovered in. The car doesn't look damaged, so it must be something mechanical.
And green flag on the session, so 5 minutes left to run to find out whether or not anyone can knock Messrs Collins, Thackeray and Rowling off their top spots in classes A, B and C. For Matt Rowling, it's simply just whether Callum Houcher can find another... Anything just yet. So it looks as though, unless someone is going to produce that one last banzai lap to get themselves in there, particularly with Class A, we can really make the aero work on these cars. I mentioned the fact that particularly in the last couple of rounds, there's been a lot of teams and a lot of drivers who have been working really hard on improving front aero, new rear wings. They've been kind of lightening the cars, working on the engine. We call it a bit of a prototype class because these cars really are very far from showroom spec. They really do make them into proper race cars, this one being one of them. So checker flag is out on the session. Qualifying is over. Anyone on a lap is allowed to finish it. As soon as they do, that's their session done. And Liam Collins comes across the line, doesn't improve his time.
Qualifying done. P5, mate.
Fuck me, it's hot.
P5.
Yeah. Not good, not bad.
That's pretty good.
Same Kiff ahead of me.
Yes, one place.
You were booking at the same time.
Buki, you and Buki had the same lap time down to the thousandth. It was insane.
On lap 5.
Yeah, down to a 5:16.
On lap 5, I think.
But no, car looks good on the track, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's found a bit of pace as well, you see. So you're right in there, it's all good.
What are you doing out there, bro?
Yeah, it's the wrong side of the gate. So there we go then, folks. That's the qualifying session over with. Kevin pulling back a 5th position on the grid, 52.2 in the end. Good drive, good lap. Everyone's getting faster, so to be at the sharp end of the grid now is becoming more difficult, but also there are 1 or 2 little niggles with the car after the situation at Oulton Park. Duncan Holloway 7th in Class B with a 55.0, very good time. He did a 54 earlier in practice, didn't quite match it there in the qualifying session, but a fantastic lap overall. Sadly, he did actually retire from the session at the end, you will have seen. He had a bit of a fuel pump situation. Some wiring had moved around and caused itself some issue, but that got fixed very quickly and gets back out. Tom Mitchell, the new guy, absolutely flying, really. First time out in a front-wheel drive race car and banged in a 55.666 in qualifying. So great job, and he came out of the car with a huge smile on his face. So winning all round, really. Oh, we're getting the Monkey Mountain for Duncan on this one, race 1. Yeah, buddy. Look at this, we made it to assembly for race 1 and we are not last. This is good news. Oh, no. A bit of a weird thing. They're saying that we have to go onto the grid to make sure they're not out of their pit box. We had penalties last week. Somebody can go out onto the circuit, but obviously the start of the race you can't be on the pit wall to direct them from the pit wall or anything like that. And I don't know if they're going to let anybody onto the grid when they return from the green flag lap at the start. It's all a little bit weird. So what I've actually done, I've had to stick Kev's bottle. Now you can see that. That little black bottle there on the fence, that's parallel with his head in the car, so that he's got some form of a visual reference to make sure he doesn't get outside the box again. I don't know why they've done it the way they've done it. It's really weird. They need to be gridded up properly at the start of the race, not the start of the green flag lap. So in an attempt to just quickly try and explain what I was waffling on about there, I've done a screenshot of the starting grid so you can see what I'm talking about. So the yellow lines is where the grid spot horizontal line is on each position, and you can see all the cars, and then the circles highlight a number of people that are stood out on the grid. Now what those people are doing is basically directing the drivers to come forward to the grid position, but to make sure they do not go over the yellow line or the line on the tarmac there. Reason for that is we had a load of penalties given out. Kev got one as well for being just outside of the box, and they gave 10-second penalties, which I think is pretty harsh for being just a couple inches over the line, because let's be frank, a couple inches does not equate to 10 seconds. It's as simple as that. But here's the problem I have with it. They're sending you out on, when they come to stop on the green flag lap, you can then go out and you can grid them up. Now that's fine, but the trouble is they're then going away from there, they're going and doing their green flag lap, and then they're having to come back and stop for the start of the race where it actually matters where you are. So I'm a little confused. Surely it would make more sense to either not give the penalties or just allow people to quickly line them up. I mean, what we did was use the bottle, as you just seen, and that actually sort of worked. In the live stream, you can actually see me jumping in the pit lane whilst trying to figure out where he was in relation to the box. Yeah, bit of a weird one, but I'm sure they'll figure out.
and the rest of the field follows suit. We've got Will Self, Tommy Knight, hitting one because Lewis Barker, Spencer Fortag and Sammy Milan, 6 points apart between those three drivers, and they're quite close together on the first full season of racing. Of course, the team also competes in time attack on top of that. They've had their own challenging issues with cars in that championship. And of course, other cars in the field, you've got the two Onna Motorsport EP3s, Duncan Holloway and Thomas Mitchell. Thomas Mitchell, a single round entry. He's driving James Kembry's car. He's raced throughout the whole season, just with a different number. So Thomas Mitchell's in there too. Welcome to the championship. As we look at the grid, and we'll take you through how they're going to line up then. Liam Collins then wants his first victory. He will start from pole position in the Integra DC2. Alongside him, championship leader Will Self on old tyres. Let's see how long they can last for 15 minutes. Then Tommy Knight, we know how big a game he's talking, third on the grid in the Night Racing Blue EK Civic. And James Kiff from the second row of the grid. He is in real good form in that DC2 Integra, looking for a podium for fourth on the grid. Kevin Talbot needs some good results here, starting for fifth in the DC5 Integra for KC Imports. And Phil Wright, who's won here 4 times before, if he can make it 5, he's going to have to do it from sixth on the grid. Big task, but he can try and work it through if he can. Dave Buki starts on the fourth row of the grid in all EK row 4 alongside James Alford, and that's the end of the Class A cars. Duncan Holloway in the first of the two Onna Motorsport EP3s alongside Luke Crassus Menu in 16th on the grid. As we move down the order, we've got Thomas Mitchell, our single round entry, making his debut in the championship this weekend at 17th on the grid, and then our two Class C cars come next. Matt Rowling on pole position alongside Callum Houchin, and then Owen Diver in the second Kinetic Motorsport car will round out our 20 runners for this weekend's activity at Brands Hatch.
I think he missed again.
Watch for the red lights. Round 11 is underway. It's a clean start from the front row, and Wilson does put himself level in the approach. He gets the lead down towards Paddock Hill Bend. It's nearly 4 abreast for fourth position down towards Paddock, but Wilson from the front row heads into Paddock Hill Bend and takes the lead of the head down towards Druids for the first time. Collins in second race. Tom gives him a little kiss in the rear bumper up towards the top end of the circuit, and now up towards Druids for the first time. Self leads it, like looking to go around the outside of Collins for second place. Wouldn't want to make that work, and Phil Wright is already up to fourth place. He's passed Talbot and he's passed James Kidd. The EP3 Civic in the mix as well. Knight looks up the inside into the grey then for second place. Can't make that stick. In Class B, it's still down the back grey from Spencer Fortag in second place. Cutting in third into the fourth and mile and fifth. Into Surtees for the first time. Nose to tail. It's still yourself who somebody's telling me he doesn't like Brands Hatch and it's on beating old tyres. He's doing a pretty good game here. But Collins coming back at him through clearways. Would not hurt for the first time. The lock-ups running wide there is Lewis Barker at the top of the circuit. He's got a problem just all out of sorts. Either way, he gets the car back going again. But up to the lap one across the line. Phil Self leads it by half a second. Second for Liam Collins. Third for Tommy Knight. Fourth for Phil Wright. Fifth for James Kiff. But it's Talbot, Bukin, Alford. That's the top 8 in Class A. The ninth overall is that down rate. Spencer Fortag in the top 10. Coming from there, it's the 12. Watch the Class A battle in third place. This is now 4 of them stacking up in third position. Tommy Knight probably a bit of a bottleneck here because the top 2 are getting away. Silver's getting away from Collins, but now Tommy's got to hold them up a little bit here. He's got pace, but instead of kind of right and shift and Talbot getting a bit impatient to kind of get on with it here. Surtees now for the second time. It's Talbot having a look up the inside of the wall, sniff for fifth position, try and get past James Kidd for the DC2 Integra. Working their way through, McLaren through clearways, swing their way through, use all the curve circuit on the edge of the track, back to the inside to get the shortest possible run to the start-finish line. The right now, the centre's got to choose in third place in these early stages already. There's a proper lap that's covered in the books now, so we'll get the times in a second, see who's done what. 6/10 of a second and 7/10 between the top 2 as they come back towards Druids for the third time. race. Fortag in third. Lindster, Ryan Rasmussen is up a couple of places. 2 minutes of really good progress. Up to 14th. He started back in 16th, made up 2 spots. So he's made up now to, I think, 6th in class. Well, Luke and 2 gets it, but I think his best results. That's what we've got previously in terms of his class results up to this point. Keeping up the class A leaders. Rasmussen has so far the best result on 6th. If he can stay there, got that Oulton Park race to him. If he can manage that, he'll be able to get himself into his best equal position. He can get a top 5. He can start to chase after Saturday night. He is back up towards Druids. If anything, Collins is much closer this time to the back of Bill Self. He's right on the rear bumper of the EG Civic as they turn through Druids for what is now the 4th time. Set the fastest lap in the race last time, right? It's 52.075. Mind you, the lap records in the race, the outright lap record is still held by this point. He set earlier on the season 51.3, the 52.005. Getting close to it, so they're on lap record pace almost. Inch the way through McLaren and clearways now for the 4th time. Just a little lifting of the inside wheel as it comes through. It shows how stiff these cars can be when they're set up in race mode. Collins is up the shoot now. This is exactly what he wants. He's so determined, so desperate to get that first victory. Will Self standing in his way. If Will Self can stay there, it'll be his 6th win of the season. His 5th in a row, believe it or not. So he really is on a great form. Again, he's dark to the inside. He's forced himself to go for it. Lewis Barker's off the road, and that is 3 wheels on his wagon, sadly. That's not how he wanted that to happen. Now, will that happen by itself, or whether or not he had some help with that? We didn't see. But there's a replay that Michael can bring us. Wait, new fastest lap of the race last time by has again gone to Liam Collins. How's that work? That record's going on 2.066 compared to 005, so it's not low. It's getting close. Collins getting really close. He won't get the passing because there'll be yellow flags. He backs on double wave yellows because the car is stationary. And that's quite beached on the edge of the circuit. It's a slow part of the circuit, but do I mention the word safety car? Do I dare say that? Is that a commentator's curse? We'll wait and see. The light cover with double wave yellows is quite close there. And they are backing off by the looks of it. Is it safety car? Backing off, so I would imagine, I think so. Yeah, safety car deployed. So they're going to have to stack this up because they have to drag Lewis Barker's car out of position because it is 4 minutes to go. Tommy Knight, he's going to go for it. I think he's about to. He's going to challenge Liam Collins in second on the approach to the paddock hill bend. But Collins close back in under braking. So he might have a chance here. Here he comes. He's got a good run here again. Self to the inside to the fend. Collins tries to get himself up the inside, but now finds himself almost boxed in because he has Wilson right in front. Knight's right behind him. Phil Wright closing up again. If these four scrap, it'll bring both James Kiff and one car's off the road at paddock hill bend. And is that Ryan Cunningham is off the road? No, it's Luke Crassus-May is off the road. Luke Crassus-May is off. Now, is that going to be a safety car? Or are they going to cover that with double wave yellows? They might cover it with double wave yellows. So there's no overtaking. Yes, no red flag. Race has been stopped. Red flag is out. Race has stopped, and they've got past 75% distance, which means that it'll have to be a result declared. So, what was going to be a grandstand finish in the end, instead, is going to be another bit of anticlimax, as it was in race 2 for Oulton Park. And that's a bit of a disappointment, but that's motorsport. It happens, and with 3 minutes to go, the race is over. And as I said, because they've gone past 75% distance, then they'll have to declare that as a result. Now, they are bringing them onto the pit straight.
As you can see, we've got everyone fucking stopped again because it's another red flag. And sadly, this time it looks like it's one of ours. We've heard reports that Duncan might be on his side down at the bottom of Paddock Hill Bend somewhere. Now, I hope he's all right and out of the car, but we don't really know anything because we're stuck in the pit lane and we just see the red flag. So watch this space. Well, as you can see, there is a red flag as we come away from the pit lane video there. So we pick up now with Duncan. This is at the restart after the safety car.
I'm fine, mate.
Well, we think that's going to be there where they are. Something going on there. Well, I'm guessing something must have happened in the bottom of Paddock Hill for them to have ended up all the way up there. Bit of a distance to do a damage assessment. Well, I can see Duncan out of the car. He's got his suit down. Round his waist, got his nips out, but he's out and about, which means he's good. Not ideal. We need to try and find out what the hell's gone on there. Meanwhile, back on the main straight, they're all just sitting there.
Yeah, there is also what we're hearing as well, another car that's off at Druids. Now, I'm looking here to see... Oh, yes, there's another car off there. And if you're looking at it, unfortunately, I'll have to say it's on its side as well. And it looks like, visibly, trying to identify cars, it might be one of the Onna Motorsport cars. Maybe, I think, possibly Duncan Holloway, I wonder. Now, I don't know if that's two separate incidents, one or the other, but that's obviously one of the main reasons why we've had a red flag. Two cars off anyway. Because of that, the race is over. So as I say, 75% race distance is 3 minutes 45 seconds to go in a 15-minute race. We've passed that, which means we're going to have to declare it a result. There's Luke Crassus-May, who's jumping back into. He's okay. Obviously, the main concern is that Duncan Holloway was there, but it looks like is that him clambering out the car? It is. And if it is coming out the car, guys, give him a round of applause. Give him a show of appreciation, because it looks like at the very least he is visibly okay. So that's the key thing on that. So any kind of incident, the first concern should always be that the driver's all right. So that's a key thing. So that's good to see. And you can see there on the screen, he's clattered into the tyre, so that'll be a tiny bit of a tyre rebuild by the look of it, before he goes back to this is A, B and C, and indeed overall on top of that as well. Now, they're just trying to right Duncan Holloway's car, and that's hanging quite precariously from where it was. It was on its side, but it's almost like it's about to be tipped completely over onto its roof, which I think is quite interesting. But hard for me to question the hard-working marshals and officials. And indeed, there it is. I think they're trying to manoeuvre it into a safer position so they could tip it over. So, again, far for me to question their heroic efforts. And again, thanks to all the marshals, officials, recovery teams. Just looked a bit odd in terms of how they were manoeuvring it. But it's now on its right wheels again, and that will go back to the paddock, and Onna Motorsport will descend on it for the next couple of hours in order to get it into a better position.
Well, that wasn't quite the finish everybody wanted, I'm sure, but as you heard on the commentary there, because so much of the race had gone, they called it, and that was the end of the race from that red flag. So Will Self, awesome job, mate, took the win, and then you've got Liam Collins close behind in second, Tommy Knight third, Phil Wright fourth, James Kiff fifth, Kev Talbot managed to hang in there in sixth place. And then in the B class we have Tom Mitchell. He finished seventh in class. There was a couple of DNFs, most notably our Duncan, but time to get the car back to the pits and see what's going on. Look at how many people are here. Go Japan pulls in a crowd. Big old crowd.
Yeah.
Look at it. You alright, mate? You're good. Oh, I don't look too bad. Hey, the bumper's still there. I've seen worse. You reckon we'll fix? They're going to fix that. You know these race weekends where we always end up with some mad carnage on the go. Well, here we go again. Another race, another situation to deal with. This one actually don't look terrible. This don't look too bad. It's certainly come off better than his last one. Certainly come off better than his last one. And we know a man who's quite fond of doing EP3 quarter panels, don't we? Jordan. It's another one for you, mate. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Just a wee nudge. Well, unbelievable scenes in the paddock. Lewis will be most disappointed because we'd stolen this wing as some memorabilia, but it's ended up now being in better condition than that wing. So that one's now going on the car, and we're going to probably take the red one home. Oh boy, big yank. It's lovely to watch how much care and attention
Just ripping it apart.
is taken. I mean, every round there's been something, and oh wow, we're taking the red and white combo to new levels now.
Oh, he was very part of this stuff.
Yeah, he just helps out, dips in and out, helps a
You
load
got
of drivers.
in here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20th anniversary reshuffle.
So as you can see,
So we had
Pit Lane Perry,
earlier on attack 2 now.
this car
Super attack.
has now got a rear bumper attached to it.
All of these
I've reapplied some of the stickers to reduce the visual impact of the damage, and the boys are just getting the strings on it, make sure that she is steering in the right direction, geo settings as required, and just a general check over. So we'll be good to go already. Tom Mitchell had, I think, some gear selection issues, I'm not sure. But yeah, no, so he managed to get round unscathed, back in the pits. Kev's car, well, there weren't really any racing going on, so there's not much to report there, just the usual servicing. But he had a great start, but then there was an issue with pulling second gear, so young Max is in there with Paul, just trying to figure out what the cause of the problem was and to try and find a fix so that it doesn't happen again in race 2. Terry Tibbs, he's here. Talk to me, he's on the camera, he's doing a great job. Pillow Perry.
Been on an adventure.
Race 2. We made it down to the assembly area. We are with Kiff and we've got Tom Mitchell over there in the white car. Then over the back there, Duncan's now race ready. EP3, the red one, after his little excursion in race 1. About to go racing. Many Hondas about to be unleashed. Many Hondas indeed. Found your bottle, Kev. It was still here, mate. We're good to go. Bosh. Our engineering knows no bounds. We have used the Kiff bottle and a line of sight to the mirror as the perfect placement, making sure he's not past his grid box, and he's about, I don't know, about 8 inches, 10 inches behind it, just there. Perfect.
On that partial reverse grid pole, which means he's going to have a bit of an interesting time, and this is how it's going to line up. James Kiff will start then from pole position once again on the reverse grid pole, but Phil Wright, who's won here 4 times before, will be alongside him on the front row of the grid. Tommy Knight started race 1 in 3rd place, starts there again. Can he go full sends and take his first victory of the championship? He wants to do it at home. Is it possible? Liam Collins still desperately wants that victory. He'll start from the 2nd row of the grid. Maybe he can make it happen this time, particularly as this time he has Will Self behind him. Will Self 5 times winning in a row, 6 in total, but he's going to have to do it from the 3rd row of the grid on old tyres. Can he do it this time? Might be tricky. Kevin Talbot starts in 6th in the DC5 Integra. Then it's a pair of EK Civics again on row 4. Dave Buki and James Alford lining up from 7th and from 8th. From 9th on the grid, where we find our Class B pole sitter, Sammy Milam. He's alongside Sam Linstner, so all the Sams on row 5. Spencer Fortag and Ryan Cunningham come next from Unstoppable Dan Thackeray, who's back in 13th and 5th in class in this one. Owen Diver moves up to 6th ahead of Thomas Mitchell, and then Lucas Francis Menu starting in P16. And then further back in the grid from 17th onwards is where we find Duncan Holloway, who is out on the grid, and also Lewis Barker, who is out there too, impressively. So both of the cars that retired in race 1 are on the grid, and Callum Houch and Matt Rowling, of course, swap positions, and then they're going to start from the back of the grid in Class C with Houch on pole ahead of Rowling. So a couple of things I found out during the qualifying, during the breakdown between races 1 and 2. So Duncan Holloway went off because he was avoiding the incident that was going on between himself and Luke Crassus Menu. So Luke essentially went off the road, and then he had to try and avoid it and ended up into the barriers. And despite the car being on its side, it was pretty much good to go again. They checked in with James Kembry and all the guys at Onna Motorsport. He's fine, car's fine, all good to go. With Lewis Barker, the reason why he retired is he actually made contact with somebody going up towards clearways. He tried to go on the brakes, didn't really work, went on the brakes again, and then he went to the back of somebody else. And the contact that he made, actually, it left a flat spot on the rim, not the tyre, the rim of the car, and that's why the wheel popped off, or the tyre popped off. And because of that, he had to come back out. And there's a lot of gravel on the underneath that car, and had to get it back in there too as well. You know the drill. It's all calm and quiet in this championship until the VTEC kicks in, and it will do in a few moments' time. Green flag at the back. Is this going to be a tantalising race? I surely hope so. Right, 5-second board is up. Round 12 of Racing Hondas 2025 from Brands Hatch is go. It's a decent start from Kiff, but not as good as it was from Phil Wright. He's on the inside, but a better second phase of start. Does give James Kiff the lead. Here comes Tommy Knight. Tommy Knight on his toes up the inside down towards Paddock Hill Bend. He got inside, there's contact. Round goes James Kiff to the gravel. James Kiff is off from pole position. That's a disaster for him. He's off. Tommy Knight on his toes up the inside down towards Paddock Hill Bend. He got inside, there's contact. Round goes James Kiff into the barriers. That might well be a safety car, but Tommy Knight hits the front, but I'm not sure if there was contact. There might have been a bit of a touch into Paddock Hill Bend up the inside, but Tommy Knight hits the front in the EK Civic. Phil Wright's into second place. Will Sauce up to third from fifth, but it's Kevin Talbot, Dave Buki, Liam Collins has dropped back. I think he dropped back to avoid the contact between the two of them. There are yellow flags down at Paddock Hill Bend. Whether there's a safety car or not was yet to be seen. In fact, yes it is. Safety car boards and flags are out. Safety car has been deployed.
Crikey, there was a hell of a lot going on there. What a crazy first lap. So let's take another look at that from Kev's perspective on board.
A bit of a disappointment, particularly when James Kiff was so optimistic of getting a great start, and it all comes to nothing at the end of basically turn one. Now, all we can say, it looked like there was contact between them. We're not going to portion blame. That's for the stewards. That's for Stacey, our race director, to work out and talk to amongst the drivers. All we can say is the facts at the moment. It's Tommy Knight in the lead of the race, Phil Wright's in second place, and Tommy. It's then third place for Will Self, who's up for fifth on the grid. Fourth is Kevin Talbot. Fifth is Dave Buki. Sixth is Liam Collins. Seventh is James Alford. Then we have the Class B contenders, and that has Sammy Milam at the front. Ryan Cunningham second. Dan Thackeray up to third already, past both what looks like Luke Crassus Menu and Spencer Fortag. But Luke,
we appear to have had an incident. Someone's lost a tyre. There's a quick pit stop on the go here. Race has been safety card already after a single lap. I'm assuming this is part of the problem, but also James Kiff did not come back round, so I'm a little worried about that.
Yes, they are. Right, stand by then. It's about 9 minutes to go in this race. Just halfway. You see, just back to the pack and just trying to go at his pace. And starts to line up behind him. I think he's a little early. He's got quite early before 30, so he's not hanging around at all. The Class B runners are not on their toes either. They've actually stepped back a little bit. Sammy Milam's gone a little too late and not going to go with them. Different class anyway. Tommy Knight with an early restart might have worked a trick because he's now got through the final couple of corners. Safety car just came in as he came past it. Timed it beautifully down the pit straight. Tommy Knight has got a clear gap on the restart. We're back to green flags around 12 racing holders. Down towards Paddock Hill Bend. And it is Knight who leads. Right in second place. Self in third. In Talbot. Followed by Buki. Followed by Collins. Followed by Alford. That's the 7 Class A runners. Milam leads Class B. Cunningham in second place. Thackeray, Fortag, Crassus Menu, Diver, Mitchell, Barker and Holloway. And in Class C, Matt Rowling has managed to get past Callum Houchin quickly on that first start. He's got ahead of him. And Linson has driven the back of the queue. So he'll pick his way through the best he can. Out of Rainbow, then we go on the restart then. Standing up for, this is fourth position. Talking with Buki Collins. I expect the Buki Collins might be given a challenge for the next few corners. Pushing Collins to the outside line going into the right-hander at Clark through clearways, through McLaren in clearways. There's James Alford. Now the Class B back stacking up because Milam's got defending champion Ryan Cunningham looming large in his mirrors, but he's got Thackeray looming in his mirrors too. So it's going to be 3 for the lead in Class B down. back, and as I predicted, Liam Collins has got past Dave Lucas. That's enough to 5th position into the top 5 as Liam closes in. Gets a little closer, he's focusing on that. His eyes are squarely focused on that rookie cross at the back of Sammy Marlin because he knows he can pressure him. Towards Druids, again, forces Marlin to go defensive. Thackeray thinks to the outside line into the 180-degree hairpin. 4 tags going with them as well in the FN2. And Collins is not hanging around. You can see he's already dropped Dave Boogie straight off the tail of the DC5 Integra. And that off Kevin Talbot with another podium if he can. 4th place is the best result I've equalled in the last 6 races. Collins thinking, putting on as much pressure as I can, trying to squeeze by on the inside line. He's now nosed the tails that come out of clearways and through Park Curve. He's trying to squeeze up the inside. But Talbot's got the racing line and track position. Collins might have a look into Paddock Hill then. He's in the slipstream, down the pit straight towards Paddock. Into the outside line. We'll try and get the up and under here. Quite behind wide handsome there, is what Jones would say. He's certainly giving it a go. Meanwhile for the lead, here comes Phil Wright. Now remember, he's won 4 times here in the Fastness Championship, including back at Brands here in June. As Liam Collins hustling the rear end of Kevin Talbot, pushing him past to come down the hill. As he darts up the inside, dummy, he's trying to put Talbot offline. Near the wide on the exit of the corner. Collins gets a much better punch off the corner where he can. Now the leading 3 are stacking up together. Mike has Phil Wright almost on his rear wing, and Self is keeping with them. I'm impressed with the fact that Will Self, who says doesn't like this circuit, his tyres are now practically 2 meetings old, and he's still in the hunt for the lead here. As we keep watching this battle, there are packs of 3 forming now. You've got Knight, Wright and Self, then Talbot, Collins and Boogie together. Then you've got the Class B battle, which is still Milam versus Cunningham versus Thackeray, with 4 tags trying to tag on to make it a 4-pack. Into Paddock Hill Bend they go, back towards Druids, and still stacking up here. Tommy Knight will get his elbows out. He's not going to let this lead go by any stretch of the imagination. Fast lap of the race is on to Liam Collins. Again, getting close to the lap records of 52.006. He's done a 52.095. So pushing hard, and he couldn't push Kevin Talbot harder if he tried. He's really going for it, going this way and that to try and make a move. Just swinging behind his car, in his mirrors, trying to find the route through. Talbot, he's holding fast. Really strong defence here. Then Collins had a look up the inside. I spoke too soon. Up the inside he goes, he puts himself onto Talbot's door. They're going to go wheel to wheel through Clark Curve onto the pit straight. They are side by side, and it's going to be Collins who will get the side draft, but Talbot's got a little bit of extra punch for DC5. He's got a little bit more straight line speed, but Collins might just send it into Paddock Hill then. Takes the wider approach, thinks better of it, looks for the undercut, looks for the inside line, gives him a helpful nudge into the corner. Come on, get on with it, Kevin. I want to get after the leaders. Because the longer he stays here, the less chance he's got to catch the top 3. He's got the fastest lap of the race, and he cannot find a way around Kevin Talbot to save his life. Still waiting for his first victory. And fair play to Kevin Talbot, just defending and holding his line, not doing anything else. For Class B, still as it was, I think. No, it's changed because Ryan Cunningham's now in that one, and Thackeray's into 2nd, Spencer Paul's into 3rd. So something happened out of my vision to Sammy Marlin whilst I was looking at the Class A battles. So Marlin down to 4th, changed now with Cunningham in front. Here's the replay. That's what happened. Ooh, down Thackeray gave Marlin a headbutt, and there goes Spencer 4 tag. Cheers, boys. Make it easy for me, why don't you? Up the inside he goes, 2 for the price of 1. Magic. So that's up into 2nd place before he was 2nd place before Tad because Thackeray got him back. But this could be another one where Ryan Cunningham wins on pace alone. Dan Thackeray gets caught up in somebody else's incident. So Cunningham had made the move on Milo. Marlin tried to come back in it, locked up, and there it was. So into the hairpin, 4 minutes to go. Still, Liam cannot get past Kevin Talbot, and still the top 3 in Class A has not changed. Out of Great Wall Bend they go, and Knight's getting away here. In the lead of the race, we're still watching them up and 4, but as we can see that, Tommy Knight is getting away because Will Self with rear end is sliding around like anything. He was doing that at the start of race 1. I watched back on the social media clips, and that car was sideways through Great Wall Bend at the start. So it certainly shows he's got a lack of grip, but if he likes it oversteering. Either way, he's pushing as hard as he dares because he knows he's got a win streak to keep up, and also he's finishing behind Phil Wright at the moment if it stays as it is. 3.5 minutes to go, but Tommy Knight is pushing on. Is he about to back up all the big talk he's made since Oulton Park? I can do this, I can win a race, I've got pace, I can make this happen. I'm going for it, I'm sending it, and this could be the option that he makes it happen. In front of his home crowd as well as home circuit. Certainly got to hold on for 3 minutes. Holding on is something that Kevin Talbot is still doing to Liam Collins, who now puts himself to the outside down towards Great Wall Bend. Talbot shows him the edge of the road, he can't go to the apex, goes rapidly outside. And he has to give it space because he is practically there on his rear wheel. But still, Kevin Talbot will not budge. still he won't let him through. There's still no move through. And also looking at the leaders, and keep an eye on this out of my commentary box window, the fact that Phil Wright is defending for Will Self behind, he's letting Tommy Knight get away. He was across by 1.2 seconds at the line. It's now still 1.2. They're lapping pretty similarly. They're doing 52.2s, 52.3s. The pace between all three is pretty even. So Wright and Silver not making inroads on this gap that Tommy Knight has. It's 2.5 minutes to go. Wright goes more to the inside line to defend for himself for second place. Then the battle for fourth, and Talbot again fully to the inside. He does not trust going to the racing line. Scotland thinks, right, I'll just send it round the outside then. No gap to get through. Still Kevin Talbot won't let him through. This is a real steadfast defence here. Battle of the Integras, and the DC5 is beating the DC2. Again, out of Graham Hill Bend. Now the sprint down Cooper straight towards Surtees. There's still no way to get through. 2 minutes left. They've dropped Dave Bookie. I'll quickly check in the rest of the classes, I should do. Cunningham still leads some Thackeray, with Fortag in third, Milan McCrass's Menu, and it's still Rowling Pounchley in Class C, to mention that. Only car we've lost is James Kiff, that's the important one. So I make it now. I make it 2 laps to go. 1 minute 40 on the clock. 2 more laps for Tommy Knight to do this. This might not be, I think, what's the best interview Charlie does all weekend, because he's going to be absolutely buzzing after this point. And again, he's backing up the words he said all weekend. He's got a lap and a half to do it. Can he hold on? Back to the battle for fourth. Still Talbot. Still Collins tries to get the up and under on the exit of Graham Hill Bend. Tries to put himself alongside. He's got enough points to get himself on his ball down towards Graham Hill Bend, but still he can't do it. Thinks, right, screw this. I'm going around the outside. That's an incredible pass down the outside from Liam Collins. He just took some caution to the wind, went round the outside, confirms it at Surtees. That's one of the passes of the season, never mind the race. Absolutely sensational from Liam Collins. Took that like he absolutely meant it. Fantastic. And Liam Collins thinks, right, thanks for that, Kevin. I can't catch the top 3 now, so I'll just give you that and absolutely send off into the distance. Magnificent. Now then, I think we're on to the last lap of the race, because now Tommy Knight is heading up through Druids for the final time. Will Self is still giving Phil Wright as much pressure as possible, the top 2 of the championship, and Will Self looks to the outside. Again, Wright defends, but the harder these two fight each other, I've said it so many times, the easier it is for Tommy Knight to get away. 25 seconds left on the clock. It's certainly going to be, I think, the last lap of the race. Could be a late change for third between Fortag and Milan for third position. Cunningham's away and going third in the lead. Second place still for Thackeray in class. This battle goes on all the way to the checkered flag. Now is Tommy going to get to the flag? Is the flag going to fly first? Or is it going to be there? Checkered flag is out. And so as he comes to the checkered flag, it is going to be finally a first victory at the championship for Racing Hondas for Tommy Knight. He wins round 12 of Racing Hondas 2025, and he has waited a long time for that victory, and he will be absolutely buzzing. Tommy Knight, his first victory in Racing Hondas. The EK Civic comes good at last. Phil Wright takes second place, and importantly points away from Will Self. Third goes to Will on used tyres, and again towards the end there's a battle for third place between Spencer Fortag and Milan. Milan's up the inside, he's got the run he needs. It's FN2 versus EP3, a drag race as Cunningham wins Class B from Thackeray. Now it's side by side for third. Fortag, Milan to the line. Who's going to get it there? Just a little bit edge across the line. It's going to be Fortag, only just by 0.127 seconds. And also, Liam Collins, to show his frustration, out of all the things he does on the last lap of the race, he sets a new fastest lap. He does a 51.7, and I think that's by far a new class lap record on top of it. Incredible. And Class C, we should mention also too, Matt Rowling across the line takes another class win and more points. But if you're around the circuit, he's a local boy. Give this boy a round of applause. Tommy Knight, he's a local driver, and he certainly deserves it. He has worked very hard. He's been working on that car. He had the pace at Oulton Park. He really did try so hard to make it happen. And he was a lap and a half away from challenging. And he said it all week. I've got the pace, I've got the car, I can do this. And he's done that, of course. Now, a first victory in the championship at round 12 of Racing Hondas. Tommy Knight takes the win by 2 seconds in the EK Civic, with Phil Wright in second place and Will Self rounding up the podium in third. Liam Collins fourth, Kevin Talbot fifth. And Kevin Talbot got his elbows out for so much of that race, and Collins, in this frustration, just pumps in a new fastest lap of the race just for good measure. It's sixth for Dave Bookie, seventh for James Alford. Ryan Cunningham takes another Class B victory. That's his third win of the season, and another one on pace ahead of Dan Thackeray. Spencer Fortag just held on to third in the end of the flag, with Milan fourth and Crassus Meadow in P5. Lewis Barker in sixth, and Thomas Mitchell in seventh place. Our guest driver for Onna Motorsport picks up P7. And then it's Sam Lindster who had to pit with a wheel problem, so he comes home in 8th in class, and Duncan Holloway. And then it's going to be Matt Rowling who beats Callum Hatches to the flag for another Class C win. And the only finisher we had, retiree later on, was Owen Diver in the pits, and we lost James.
Well, there we go then. That's race 2 done and dusted for Brands Hatch, our second visit. As you saw, that was pretty spicy. There was a whole lot going on, hence all the extra replays and stuff. As a result, it's made the video pretty long, so if you've made it this far, thank you very much. Quick rundown of the results on the screen. Tommy Knight took his win at his home track. So chuffed for him because he really wanted that to happen. Kev managed to pull in 5th place. Now, I actually think that was one of the best races I've seen in a long time. Kev and Liam were absolutely toe-to-toe for just about that entire race once they got restarted. So that was awesome to watch, which was fantastic. Tom Mitchell, again, having a lovely day out. He finished 7th in class with Duncan 9th in class as well, which is fantastic, considering we never thought he was going to get a car out in race 2. So once again, thanks for watching. I never really do much of an outro for these, so I'm going to try and improve that in future, but there is a few bits and pieces that occurred from the end of the day and the way home and stuff like that. So enjoy. Thank you. Oh no. Oh goodness me. Oh, this GoPro's still recording, boys. It even had... It's broken. You alright, mate? Look like you've had a bit of a hard time. You're covered in stones and everything. Look, you alright? Fucking hell. Leave that as a little present to whoever looks at that footage. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. It's broken. You alright, mate? Look like you've had a bit of a hard time. You're covered in stones and everything. Look, you alright? I had planned to do like a bit of an interview with James today, and just sort of go over and do a few, talk about the car and stuff like that. But our lunchtime was so mental because of the red car going into the gravel and turning over and all of the other bits and pieces. We just didn't really get that round to it. And now obviously we're here and his car's in looking very worse for wear. So yeah, what a mad day. So look, you can't have it always. Kev's car's in one piece. It's ran reliably all day with no issues, other than just trying to sort out the splitter and that. Yeah, as Max just said, finished P4, had a wicked battle with Collins towards the end of that race.
Held Collins off nearly the entire race.
And then he just done him on the last bit.
Corners.
Yeah, the Integra, it's a heft. The DC5 versus DC2, there's quite a difference in those two cars. But this thing hauls ass, like it absolutely fucking hauls them out. So that's racing. Some days it goes the way you want, other days not so much. And as always, we have had mad amounts of chaos today with the red car. It looks like our new guy, Tom Mitchell, has had an absolute blast in the white car today. Him and Duncan were actually scrapping toward the end of race 2 there. So looked like they were having a lot of fun. So yeah, all good.